Oh, it's that time again, folks. Welcome back, guys. I am your host, Markiplier Saurus, and we're playing Control. If you've not seen this game before, it is about a telekinetic person with a magic gun, and it's awesome. So, there's that. It's been a while since I've played this. I think we were heading towards Ordinary. Did we already get this?
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Yeah,
Dr. Darling.
we've seen that. Oop. Okay. What's this? Oh, we've already got a new collectible. Oh, airplane evacuation order. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Redacted, Cincinnati. Isn't Cincinnati already a town? It is suspected to be connected to the redacted AWE, see case file redacted for details.
Did he get a meat stick?
No, he did not get a meat stick.
Okay.
And is being evaluated for altered
Who wants
status.
meat? Do you want meat? Of course you want meat. Let's get
My cat is getting a treat. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel. Special access redacted. For more information on tunnel redacted and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and redacted, see file 4124521. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for redacted, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. And then refer to file whatever for. Let's see here. Transcript of a conversation when the subject was alone. This is our brother Dylan. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the fuck out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore. And I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. Fuck off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the fucking message. Subject repeated the phrase fuck off numerous times before being sedated.
Boys got treats. They happy.
Okay, here's various movements of our character, Jesse Faden. P6 victim autopsy. Agent killed during redacted involving redacted codename P6. Autopsy findings: blunt force injuries to the head and neck, extensive trauma of the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between the L1 and L2 vertebrae, avulsion fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right, blunt force injuries to the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities, dislocations of the left and right elbow, dislocation of left and right knee. After examination, it was determined that cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the redacted was contorted through his redacted. That sounds painful. Panopticon containment procedures proposal. In this proposal, I'd like to explore the matter of containment policy. When an altered item enters the oldest house, we thoroughly investigate any possible combination of actions or words or material that will prevent the item from applying its altered effect. However, I work with these entities every day, and I have good reason to believe that a less convoluted form of containment is possible. The items crave redacted. If we initiated a series of redacted praising the items, or perhaps incorporating their images into pieces of redacted that could be visited throughout the Bureau, I believe the altered items would behave without needing to resort to redacted or redacted, which only lead to the items feeling mistreated. Oh. If we treat them like criminals, we can't be surprised when they try to escape. Refer to file whatever for a full report. Willow AWE inventory of recovered materials. Hollow sphere of stone-like material, vitrified soil, redacted pieces of various sizes and colors, animal carcass, possibly canine, rusted metal bucket, leather wallet, aged shotgun cartridge. All materials go to investigation sector for further research. Ordinary AWE stage 1A. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, note, likely Tom Barlow, missing. And his gang, Freddie, note, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo, note, no one by this name was found in public records, bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation house. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation meadow. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide. We called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Knot Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide, designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Knot Mother. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There were a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us. But then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars at school. Additional slide, designation hand, is verified and in Bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Dog Neil. Okay. Case files. Bright Falls summary. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington, resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake, creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13th, 2010, by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, see redacted, that an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington, referred to events investigated in 1970, 1976, 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, refer to the 1970 redacted Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978, Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson, reports from Odin and Thor. Alan Wake was believed to redacted instigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possible object of power, that redacted missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. So apparently this is related to Alan Wake, which I did not know.
That's a game we have to play at some point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pretty good. But
It's
yeah.
just there. Ordinary Summon. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary caused by an object of power, slide projector, discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population.
Hello, person.
Yes, that's Luna. Welcome, Luna. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found the discarded slide projector. See OOP15 case file and Darling presentations redacted for details. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews redacted and prime candidate program files redacted. Let's see here. Seen all these. Mirror supplement. Redacted. She was admitted to a mental ward for emotional instability soon after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only appears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in redacted Illinois. Agents found the item hanging in the local library. They contained it quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Supplementary materials. August 15th, 1915. We certify that the case of Mrs. Redacted had shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble.
Can I have imaginary female trouble?
I think you do have imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with the family looking glass is noteworthy, though not an uncommon matter when considering the female disposition. Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in its confines until her affliction has passed. Signed, Dr. Redacted. Pram supplement. Interview with Redacted conducted with the aid of a French translator on November 17th, 2009 in a retirement home in Redacted, France. Where were you on August 2nd, 1979, Mrs. Bolio?
Just call her Blue.
Yeah. That's probably what it's supposed to be, is Baloo. Translated from French. So specific a date, laughter. As if I could ever forget. I was called to a fire at the Rue Redacted. What did you see? Smoke, white like a new pope, rising out from the windows of a small shop. I sent my men in. I was fire chief back then. What happened next? We pulled the shop owner out. He was already dead, smoke in his lungs. We found the source afterwards, a baby's walker. Poured water into it, but that only encouraged the smoke. We pulled the carriage outside. Smoke kept shooting out. A crowd gathered. People said it was a miracle, but I disagreed. It seemed to me like more of an omen. We brought the strange thing back to the fire hall. Some Americans, like yourself, came later and took it away. End of relevant portion. And the traffic light. The object's effect is subdued by exposure to sunlight. Description/altered effect. A traffic light with 3 distinct lights arranged vertically on each of its 4 sides. From top to bottom, the lights shine red, yellow, and green. A popular children's game, see CBA 316 for details, is believed to be integral in the manifestation of this item and its effect. If an entity approaches the item while its red light is activated, they will be instantaneously relocated a distance of redacted from the item. Note, theories that the item is shifting people to a former timeline or parallel universe have been explored and dismissed. The item was discovered after a street light at an intersection near the elementary school began shifting people away from itself after sunset. A local panic brought the case to the attention of the Bureau. The item was contained and a gas leak was blamed for the confusion in the townspeople's perception. Alright, let's see here. Book Club, Philip. Unless You hooked me right away. It began with visceral dismemberment scenes and this great unsettling vibe created by the unexplained creature they named The Fix. As an avid horror fan, I loved how this story veered from the genre genre conventions into something a little more, for lack of a better word, weird. Everything felt familiar, but just a little off. The characters even comment on it, saying how their lives felt out of control, as if they were just programmed to perform the same empty actions over and over. Very meta. And I loved the way they left the ending wide open. What happened to the guy ordered to watch those monitors for the rest of his life? Did the fix get him? Is he dead? Did he end up in the parallel reality with the others? We don't know, and that's okay. All in all, an interesting read. I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5. Points deducted for some of the clunky dialogue and unbelievable choices the character made. I mean, who the hell would follow orders from their boss in the middle of such a horrible slaughterfest? But I guess I shouldn't demand too much realism from a work of fiction. Work chat, dead dog. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yeah, like straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It had been rotting in that box since they picked it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining to me. I wish I got to watch a parade of human teeth. Work chat, teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy little tiny boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. Multimedia, we've already seen all of these. Or heard from them, I should say. And the hotline.
After North Moore stepped down, I doubled every effort to find new prime candidates. There was no one. No one but me. That wasn't good enough. I pushed hard. I never wanted the Bureau to end up in that situation again. The Bureau needs a director.
Sterling.
Always. When my time reaches an end, I want more
Are you
options
jealous
than
that I'm
two.
knitting?
P1 through P5 were all false leads, dead ends, and disappointments.
We
Then
saw.
P6, Dylan Faden. He fell into our arms.
Oh.
No parents,
You're
gone,
such a little
casualties of
bastard.
an AWE. The boy has exceptional talent.
You were just loving
The
this too
oldest
much, aren't
house
you?
will be his home. We'll build him from the ground up. He'll be trained and taken care of. Darling can be in charge of this project. I can't. I'll stay away. I will not fail the boy like I failed my own family. My daughter and my
Oh,
wife.
honey.
We weren't careful
I
enough
can't
back
knit.
then.
Because he's right on
Something
top
came
of it.
home with me.
Give myself a little wiggle room now.
I took work home. My Susanna got sick. When I realized my mistake, I wanted to bring her here for Darling to do what he could. Kate flat out refused. Civilian doctors treated our daughter, but they didn't have a clue. She died. Kate left me. Same old story. That was a long time ago. The Bureau is all I have now. And the prime candidates are our future. There are two, P6 and P7. We're spoiled for choice.
Interesting. Okay. So I think that's everything up to date. Let's go ahead and...
Let's see what they have on Ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
Sterling?
Interesting.
That is not for you.
Sterling is very interested in my wife's name right now. Regular viewers of the stream will know that Sterling is pretty consistently a butthole.
He is a regular kitty dick. But we love him. Give him a treat and he still acts like a jerk.
Oops, that wasn't me.
But he's a cute jerk. He's a lovable jerk.
Okay.
Right? You're a jerk.
So it maps out how the effect spread. It's kind of cool. Oh.
Hi, hi. Could you tell the chair next to me? Wanna go sit up there? Sit daddy? Let's go sit with daddy. Not on my knitting?
Okay.
We found the slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep
Yeah.
it?
Well, you're just gonna have to get used to this, because I'm knitting and you're just right there.
Okay. Ordinary AWE stage 3. Okay. So this one takes place before the last ordinary one that we read. Stage 3. Tom and the others had gotten worse, scarier. The math teacher, Mrs. Chester, tried to make them listen, and they pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Todd bashed her head in. Bye-bye, Miss Chester. I always liked her. I liked math. That was the tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the Not Mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were pissed, asking us about the dump, about everything. I remember wanting them gone like Tom had said. When we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Extrapolated information. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed to result from slide projector related AWE.
You
They
were
say
adorable.
when you visit your childhood home, everything
This is all
feels
petty
small,
jealousy, isn't it?
like a
I'm
Miniature.
knitting and not paying attention to you.
Real.
That's what this
They
is.
got that right.
You are such a beast.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's see what's up here.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European
You're
filmmaker who
being-
lived here in the 60s.
You're
named
being
Thomas
cute.
Zane. What?
Yes, you are.
I don't know matter. It suits you very well.
God, you're such a,
How you
you are
see
such a
things.
cutie.
Maybe you wrote it yourself? I didn't. No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this. I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things. Bessie, it felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary. The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused.
Sterling.
No, it wasn't an
Your
accident.
claws
There
are
was
in
no
my
industrial
foot and it
accident.
hurts.
Polaris
Ow.
didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan. Jesse. No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were
You
agents
silly
there.
little cheese monkey.
Agents from... I don't know exactly. They took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to
No.
happen. Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding
No,
what's
Sterling,
real and
come on.
what's imagined.
I know.
Okay,
Fine.
a little more backstory. Welcome, by the way, Mephris. Glad you could make it. So there's another audio log of Jesse's therapy sessions, which we now know the Bureau has been spying on basically the entire time. Ordinary supplement. Let's take a look. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden, see interviews redacted and redacted for relevant information, and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. Example, DF claims there were 8 slides for the projector. JF mentioned 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, designation 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary Town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Okay. And by the way, it's cool if I want to destroy stuff because I'm the director, so like, you know, I own this shit. So I can break it if I want to. Damn. I'm really trying to get that post in the center there. Okay, well that was a hit because I saw it leave a little bullet hole, so. This gun changes its power radically. I can shoot it at the wall, and it'll put a decent-sized hole in concrete, but
The Amazon
like,
boxes don't budge.
yeah, and actually absorb the bullet, and they're just cardboard. Very inconsistent. Very strange. I've seen Empire Strikes Back. I know what these are for. They're for shooting at Imperial walkers. Okay, this is the Ordinary dump.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Hey, you can't cover up plot holes in your own game by having other characters ask like how that's possible. Alright, dump secession of work order. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the redacted department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors, found in the area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. Okay. What's up here? Ooh, another case file. Globe supplement. The item was found in the penthouse suite at Redacted, Toronto, belonging to David Wolf, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. See case 13 HQ37. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranormal belongings, including redacted, and this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. Article from the Toronto Daily. So why would a 36-year-old Bay Street investment trader, filthy rich, married to a model, disappear overnight? That's the question that's kept Toronto high society up all night this past week. Police say it's being looked into. Some nutjob radio show in the States claims he disappeared to join the Illuminati. But it's this reporter's opinion that Mr. Wolf, bored of his job, sick of his family, left it all behind to retire in some remote beach paradise. Now he's sipping Mai Tais while the world thinks he's dead. I mean, that's one way to do it. Okay. Just scoping things out from above. Oh. Okay. So let's first of all, let's kill these things. Nothing up here to worry about yet. No, never mind. Spoke too soon. Nope, here come the Boomy Boys. Kill your friend. Okay. Ow. Yep. I suppose I should have watched where I stepped. My bad. That was me making a rookie mistake. Man, that's going to set us back quite a ways, isn't it? Yep. Or maybe not, actually. Like, it probably feels like it's a lot farther than it actually is, because I spent most of my time dicking around. Yeah, actually, that wasn't too bad.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing.
I do think
Pretty
that
unbelievable.
tackling this from up top is probably my best option. It seemed to be more out of the line of fire up here. Where is that? Okay. Easy there. I should just actually hit things. Sorry about that, folks. There. Okay. Come on, buddy. What's eating you? What's... There.
We should check that lab.
Oh yeah, I can float. By the way. In case that last death wasn't embarrassing enough. You know. Like, I just straight up forgot to fly, like all those superheroes in cartoon shows who can fly and get thrown off cliffs or whatever, and they're like, ah, my god, what am I gonna do? Album cover. Rebirth Greatest Hits. I was 9 or something when I found my dad's Old Gods album. I became a huge fan instantly. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I was when I discovered some of my favorite bands. Getting into my parents' record collection and discovering, hey, this shit's great.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad got me into the Doors, so that's fair.
My dad got me into Jethro Tull.
Kind of a Jethro. It's like the world's only Amish band.
Not Amish.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Okay. So...
Oh, do you have any new suits?
I do not think I do.
You can check.
I can't actually because I need a control point to check, and I don't have a control point yet.
When you do.
Well, when I do have a control point. Okay, here's the turntable. Wait, haven't we been to the turntable? Yes, we have. Whoa. Once again, I forget. I'm constantly forgetting
Your controls?
that the turntable where's the control? Oh, here's the control. Can we no, it's not gonna let me move it again. I'm constantly forgetting that when I pull the map out, it does not pause the game. Okay, what new stuff do I have here? Charge velocity boosts. Projectile speed 34. 50. Okay, so that's useless. Accuracy plus 14 versus accuracy plus 30. Plus 42% damage while aiming. Plus 34%. Okay, well, that's an upgrade. Projectile spread -6 versus projectile spread -19. And recoil -9 versus recoil -25. Yeah. Oh. And let's see, what do we got here? Energy boost plus 9%. That's worse than what I've currently got equipped. Evade energy cost -17 versus 22. Seize speed 57 versus seize speed 67. Seize speed 35. Still worse. Shield energy cost 11 versus 16, and launch energy cost 11 versus what I've got equipped, which is better than that. So again, all right. Okay. And we've got another one of these. Alright, so it seems unlikely that I am going to get through. Thank you. Mostly I just need a second. Yeah, you do my job for me. There. Alright, I think we want to go south. Okay. Seeds large enemies when their health is low. Yes, please. And yeah, what the heck? Let's. Oh, I don't have enough for that. Okay, well, I probably should eventually start working on our shield stuff, but where are we supposed to go? Central Executive. Okay. Let's do a side mission, because I don't believe in completing games, I just believe in dicking around in games and frustrating my viewers. Actually, if I could avoid, like, finishing this game forever, I probably would, because I just love this game and I don't want it to ever end. Like, I could just do episodes of this all day, every day. Alright. Investigate the sector elevator. Alright, that's around here somewhere. No, that's the boardroom. Where is that? Oh, yeah. We were supposed to check out our outfits. Oh, we do have a... That's kind of lame. But I guess we'll sport this for a bit. Sector elevator? Nope. I think it's right over here.
Good luck out there.
Oh, we must have already gotten that.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check this out.
This one appears to be an Alan Wake themed mission, actually. So Because apparently Wake is writing whatever we're doing. Yeah, can I... With the... There.
Hello? Anyone here? Guess not.
Missing agents. Mr. Kirkland, here are the latest agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Connor. Researcher Ezra Cruz. Yes, Mephrus, this is canonically in universe with Alan Wake. We found some documentation that proved that. They investigated, the Bureau of Control investigated the events that took place within the game Alan Wake. After the fact, of course. Anyway, researcher Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindsay Malcolm, Agent Charles Murray, Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending them to their families. You will be updated as soon as additional confirmations are made. Also, per your request, a network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and the only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They're lost, I'm afraid. Okay. Tractor supplement. Resignation letter.
It's not working. Probably a loose power core somewhere.
Okay, let's read the stuff that we found here. Tractor supplement. Note, miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Burrow. Burrow, William, male, Caucasian. Case summary. 33-year-old man found dead on his property per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also included blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Excuse me. Autopsy findings. Blunt force injuries, head. Lacerations, left ear, cheek. Blunt force injuries, extremities, dislocation, right knee. Complete avulsion of the right upper extremity with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus. Extensive trauma, abdominal region. Complete avulsion of multiple organs, including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidneys, and large portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion. It is my opinion that Mr. Burrow's death is not the result of a mechanical accident as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with animal attack. Redacted of Redacted 2019. To whom it may concern, it is with great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest of the rampant disregard for my department's redacted. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame this situation on our redacted, who has routinely ignored my requests for assistance in reclaiming parts of the investigation sector lost to the redacted loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that firebreak. I will carry that shame for the rest of my days. The redacted has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. And I think that was... Oh, no. Staffing issue. Mr. Dennis. So yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't have the damn staff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Hell, just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we've left behind in the sector has been an ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not still be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and as Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. Best regards, Agent Grayson. Okay.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Okay, this actually appears to be a completely new level of the Bureau that we've never been to, which is why I'm finding so many random new things. All right, Keystone investigation. Mr. Kirkland, we stopped at Keystone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try and keep a lid on this Grumman Morales desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they've switched teams like you suspected, but I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone, and I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town, and the only strange thing we noticed were markings on various buildings. 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comms guys working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Okay. Tractor procedures. I'm fascinated about this tractor that apparently ate this guy's organs. Item is not in Bureau custody. No known containment procedures. Description / altered event. A Frank Elk tractor. Olive green. It's Frank Elk instead of John Deere. Olive green. Dried blood on the grill when last seen. Item is capable of vocalized responses, or growls, and unmanned locomotion. Considered highly aggressive and dangerous. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Burrow, owner of Burrow Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Burrow beneath his tractor. Police arrived but were immediately driven away by the tractor. Panicked calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches for the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Burrow only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Burrow earlier the night of the incident. Whether these events are connected is currently unknown. Cool, so there's just a random thank you, Polaris. Yes, I realize I've got to do a thing. I'm busy looking at lore. You give me this much lore, I'm going to look at it, game. Unless I don't like it, in which case I won't. But I do like it, so I will. Ethics investigation. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Internal Investigations P1429 was launched into the legality of the Prime Candidate Program, redacted, by the Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. Yeah, I would guess. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systemic redacted and redacted. Redacted were brought into the oldest house and placed under redacted examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. This program has produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic redacted of paranaturally inclined redacted. Not only is this in breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human redacted. they had to redact that. This investigation team unequivocally redacted the Prime Candidate program and recommends that it be redacted immediately. Refer to file 9 Okay. Alright, so obviously we got to get a power cube to that location. Here, make it a little easier to move around in here. Okay. Let's have a Darling investigation. Casey inquiry. Can't use the computer. This whole stream is just going to be me reading the lore. Summary. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation D-084-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of Anonymous Redacted regarding inhumane treatment of a redacted currently housed in the Bureau, our official findings regarding this were inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of redacted sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such redacted contained there. One redacted confirmed the redacted's codename to be redacted, but all files pertaining to that name were inaccessible, being classified under the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the redacted research wing to interview its staff. The matter was further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant humane treatment. While this investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation into redacted research. Mr. Dennis, a request came through recently from an FBI agent asking for all our files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake. Per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement, I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sounds familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in those hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with a writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Special Investigator Gleason. Cousin of Jackie. If you're under the age of 1,000,000, Jackie Gleason was a famous TV comedian and personality. Cauldron Lake update. To Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again. Third time this year. Something certainly has it out for our redacted. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough. But why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Redacted Lake if they won't let me see any data? Hell, I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this Redacted hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. Sincerely, Agent Estevez. Bright Falls is the setting of Alan Wake, I presume. I don't know that much about it, but like context from the other files seems to suggest that. Underhill background, getting power-ups. Director investigation. Trench official warning. I would have thought I would have found one of those power cores by now. I guess I'm not really looking that actively though. Yeah, I'm thinking that I might pick up Alan Wake at some point. I had no interest in it before this game, but I'm starting to think that I might. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Redacted was launched into the Redacted of Director Zachariah Trench. A recent change in Redacted, witnessed in Director Trench, including aggressive Redacted when redacted with other staff, has been observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable Redacted between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous Bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments center around the dimensional research wing and the Redacted kept inside. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's Redacted as anything more than interpersonal disagreements. This investigation has concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any Redacted, and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Refer to file Redacted for full report. And Underhill background. Summary: Dr. Rhea Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no incidents or demerits and is praised by those who formerly worked with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDAs since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have begun during their time as co-workers in the research sector and revisited intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Okay, Kirkland, I'm growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep.
Fine.
I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They are better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. And don't think your petty internal investigations has gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only failed because of Darling. You are both failures plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of Federal Bureau of Control. Okay. But I need one of them powery cube things. And the only one I've seen is this one. So I guess I'll borrow this. Hey. I grabbed that for a reason. So we'll just,
There. Now that gate should open.
I figured they would give us another one, but sure. Just one. That's fine.
There's probably others.
Specimen escape assessment. Okay. The purpose of Internal Investigation X-039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen SI-1 that resulted in the deaths of redacted agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. Of the redacted, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive redacted. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1, the air filters were changed, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Redacted entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. See interview 65-F-124. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it's likely that Mrs. Redacted's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the Redacted. Investigation is ongoing. I'm assuming that's a character from Alan Wake.
Detective, but something definitely happened here.
Can I, There we go. Blessed organization. Oh, I could have just gone through the door. That's not just a style. Alright. The group/individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in parent criminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit paranatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with an object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved with the Blessed organization.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake.
Okay.
Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration.
Well, this is trivia shit.
You need a drink.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Writing?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
Okay. So,
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about.
so here we are
What's he doing here?
back at the Happiness Hotel.
And Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
We'll deal with the alert in a bit. Alright, what did that do? Oh, okay. 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 Now what? There's literally nothing else in here that I can benefit. Oh. Looks like I'm basically just running around turning things off this time.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Sorry, don't have time to wait around for that. Are they repairing this with craft singles? That stuff's not cheese, man. That stuff's plastic.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
Why wouldn't he want you to come here? This place is cool. Like, totally do some urbex. Okay. And the furniture is leaving, so it must be their break time. Yep, that seems normal. Alright, what do we gotta do down here? Oh, it's not just leaving, it's also multiplying.
That doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know?
Probably not. I certainly don't. Let's grab that, and then okay. Filing and processing. This looks bad, guys. Hey, buddy, help me out here. Okay. Let's get back to murdering guys. Damn, level 7. No wonder I'm getting ganked by these guys.
Of course, the Hiss are already in here.
Okay. I'm gonna take it that we did what we needed to do. Hartman arrest. Offender name, Hartman, Emil. Victim name, Wake, Allen, Anderson, Tor, Anderson, Odin. Redacted. Lane, Rudolph. DeSole, Wendy. Emerson, Thomas. Redacted. Officer names, Dennis, Special Agent Remy. Charges, Code 4, kidnapping of altered individuals, 1 count. Code 8, sanctions against altered organizations, 1 count. Code 37, obstruction of Bureau investigation, 1 count. Code 74, breaching the Ash Act, 6 counts. Offender's property seized as evidence to be used in conjunction with an ongoing AWE investigation. Offender's personal effects have been sent to research for analysis. After being cleared by board researchers, all victims have been released. Biannual service orders were assigned to each, with the except the Anderson brothers, due to their senility, and Wake, possibly deceased. Okay. Let's see what other files can we get. Foot gossip. This isn't gonna be like some kind of fetish thing, is it? Ooh, we got a lot of jukebox tokens, actually. Would like to try that again.
Wait till you're... at least until you put some points into shield or something, jeez.
Yeah, I do need to increase that. Alright, so... what's this? Foot gossip. Hello, my feet gossip at night, and now I have to wear shoes to bed. Sincerely me. Oh my god. I think dead letters is my favorite category of things because it's always just such insane bullshit. Okay, I can't just break through that, but obviously I intended to get through it somehow.
Had to break on through.
Yeah. Not working so good. For now, I'm going to have to leave that alone. Okay.
Whoa. Looks like the house has gotten a little wild in here.
You know how houses are. Oh. Well, that's going to be awkward. So easy to do. You get out of here. I might. Nope. Invisible wall. Can't get through that. Okay. So that's a no-go. However,
This darkness is blocking the door, so now I have to deal with an interdimensional noise and sentient shadows.
darkness, of course, being a mechanic of Alan Wake, that I do know.
Light burns it away, huh? Makes sense.
But what's over here? Anything? Nothing? Just kind of want to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay. Nothing important. He seems fine. Oh, good. Bulb. We all remember how well that went last time. Let's not go through the mold. Actually, yeah, let's take a look, just because it seems like it's a place that he doesn't want to go. Change all this stuff. Yep. Okay. Okay. Going down the hallway. Okay. Ah, I keep forgetting. Alright, so that's the operations center. And this is the place where we can't go because the house went a little crazy. Alright.
The third thing. The sound made darker, the darkness made louder. Hartman was stretched, like a worm through time. The third thing was a monster. Now he crashed out of darkness toward Faden.
Alan, do you have to write about monsters attacking? like, couldn't you write about monsters giving me
Hugs and
candy?
ammunition?
Yeah, like, seriously.
Hugs and ammunition. Great.
Reminder,
You know, a
all
monster that uses
employees are
this world's
required to
bathrooms.
report their hours at the end of each month. The Federal Bureau of Control maintains that time is not subjective, and hours passed on alternative planes cannot be claimed. Astral dives do not accumulate overtime compensation. Thank you for your attention.
Cute. Thank you. What's this? Saw a... Nice. There's a dot.
Agent Fisher, day 6 inside the motel. Utilized surveillance methods are as follows. Fiber optic cameras lit under the individual room doors. Motion detectors in the lobby area. Tripwire, triggering a flash camera across the main entrance, even fingerprint tower on the front desk. Results are varying at best. Mostly just inconclusive and unusable. The footage is corrupted. Sometimes even the equipment is damaged. I don't know how exactly. I think this place is making fun of me. That's the only explanation. I can hear laughing and screaming behind the closed doors. I can hear the call bell go and ding multiple times a day, but when I look, there's no one there. I know I'm supposed to stay out of sight, but I've seen the doors closing just before I can catch even a glimpse of anyone or anything. They're messing with me, whoever they are. I think... Wait, shh. There's something. I gotta get this. Gotta get the cable out. Come on, you fiber optic fuck, cooperate. Okay, there we go. The recording better work this time or I swear to God I'll... What? Hello? Who's there? Oh shit. I'm with the FBC. Move away from the door. I have a... Where's my...
Guess that's the end of the recording. Okay. Interrogation complaint. Kirkland, so you put me on desk duty just because I did the thing I was fucking hired to do? My job? Want to know what I call that? Bullshit. Asking us to interrogate these scum without using words like altered items or AWEs or paracriminal is the stupidest thing I've heard in my life, and I've heard some fucking stupid things. They already know the facts. Hell, they know just as much as us, if not more. And they get to sit there laughing at us while we dance around our words, trying not to leak classified terminology. They already know the fucking terminology. If you think pulling me off the case will stop me, then think again. That piece of shit blew up those tracks. He killed those people, all to make a train turn altered. We have him dead to rights, and you need to let me back in that interrogation cell so I can get him to flip on his buddies. These people are terrorists and deserve to be treated as such. This won't stop unless we stop them. You can go ahead and put me on suspension, see if that slows me down. Agent Hewitt.
I think I like Hewitt.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just getting rid of the new marker on this. Okay. Black market. A black market hub specializing in trade of occult talismans, relics, and other assorted ceremonial objects, as well as genuine altered and paranatural materials, was raided in Redacted, Czech Republic, by a team of special investigators. Unsuccessful attempts by suspects to escape using altered items resulted in numerous casualties and prevented the Bureau from questioning all participants. The following interrogations revealed that not only is there a vast network of these retailers, but that they seem to be gathering information on altered items and other paranatural materials from sources unknown to the Bureau. The Bureau's concern here is threefold. A, there's a growing underground market for paranatural materials, which implies a growing awareness of their existence among a niche group of the general public. B, these criminal individuals do not seem aware of the item's paranatural powers, and their attempts to activate them could prove devastating if done in populated areas. C, the motivations of these collectors are largely unknown, and then refer to file whatever for full whatever. NASA Cooperation Review. Following the NASA FBC Coordination Agreement of 1972, the Bureau has provided NASA with numerous technological advancements based on our research, including the black rock lining now found in all spacefaring vessels. In return, all data gathered during space missions is made available for Bureau researchers to analyze. Recently, certain individuals have raised the concern that this relationship does not adequately benefit the Bureau, either intellectually or financially. A thorough examination of the costs accrued by both organizations has shown that the expense of NASA's recent launch of the Redacted far outweighs any spending related to the processing and delivery of BlackRock. From its medium Earth orbit, the Redacted will provide the Bureau with an unparalleled resource for remotely monitoring and photographing AWE sites, a research that would be lost if the partnership ends. It is the opinion of this committee that maintaining a cooperative relationship with our colleagues at NASA is of vital importance. I mean, yeah, that checks out. God damn, it's dark in this room. Jesse, don't you got like a flashlight or something?
Darkness everywhere. New day, same old bloody city. The old place. Like not good for nothing. Get rid of it. Hey, here is getting bad. The vents, they are full of mold shit. It's not good for you. Headache, nausea, mold, depression. Plants here have died standing up. Lighten them up.
Okay. Let's head upstairs and one of these. Well, we certainly need one of these somewhere. So let's just hold on to this until we can remember that it's upstairs.
My understanding of the darkness is fragmented, incomplete. This abyss, this void, it very much does not wish to be understood. If light symbolizes knowledge, then it stands to reason that darkness would equate to ignorance. By its very nature, it abhors comprehension. Of course, my own nature drives me to comprehend all. We are opposing forces, destined to collide. And given this conflict of natures, we know that the light of truth will burn away the darkness, both figuratively and literally. Any significant light source can be used as protection, even weaponry against this metaphysical gloom. And then there are the artists. I know for a fact that Tom, Wake, the Anderson brothers, and Lane all had some involvement with the darkness. The question is whether their uncanny ability to affect reality through their art beckons the darkness, or did their work perhaps even create it? With Wake now secure in my lodge, I expect I shall grow closer to learning the answers to these questions. Assuming he cooperates, which is proving quite the challenge. Well, perseverance is the foundation of knowledge. Speaking of, I must be off on my rounds.
Okay. The Shadow. Paranatural entity A-010, aka the Shadow, is an aggressive redacted consisting of 3 known types. Type A, localized manifestations of sentient redacted, capable of occupying organic and inorganic material as well as exerting redacted over its surroundings. Type B, shaded individuals, human bodies redacted by the Shadow. These individuals become notably more aggressive but do seem to retain redacted of their previous selves. Research is ongoing as to whether this condition is reversible. Type C, shaded objects, similar to Type B, except that inanimate objects are redacted solely to be used as destructive tools. Each type seems to work towards a shared goal, possibly targeting certain individuals, see AWE-35, which may imply a shared link to a redacted intelligence. The threat this entity poses warrants immediate exploration of offensive-defensive measures. The investigation sector is being outfitted with additional lighting sources, some internally powered, to prepare for the eventuality of an redacted. Eagle Limited summary. A train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to have been the work of a parent criminal group known as Redacted. As the result of this event, the agents discovered that one of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. It remains to be determined whether the AWE was spontaneous or the direct result of the sabotage. The Bureau had been tracking said group at the time, and the intel gathered suggested an event of this caliber was imminent in Bloomington. As a result, a response team on site was able to respond to the train accident site within minutes of its occurrence. They arrived to find emergency processes underway, but also equipment left behind by the suspected group. A suspicious onlooker managed to elude agents after they attempted to make contact. Further investigation of the accident site revealed a curiously undamaged train car that exhibited an altered state when entered. This individual car was secured and transported to the investigation sector for further studies. Okay. Oh, okay. Pardon me a second. Oh, wow. Okay, so back to what I was doing. Hey. Do you mind? Okay. Okay, it looks like active investigations is where we need to be. Hiss Ranger Airborne. This subgroup of Hiss corrupted Rangers has manifested the ability to levitate, similar to Hiss elevated agents. However, these airborne Hiss Rangers display no telekinetic abilities and simply continue to use mundane Bureau weaponry. This evolution, being so similar to the elevated, possibly indicates that Hiss can share permutations through a type of network or perhaps osmosis. However, the fact that this development in Hiss Rangers has only been observed in the investigations sector may indicate that an environmental factor is responsible. They could be responding to an altered item or other paranatural element found only in that sector. Or perhaps this is the natural progression of the Hiss Ranger phenotype. Not enough time has passed to determine a conclusive trajectory of development for each of the Hiss manifestations, assuming any such trajectory exists.
I don't feel right. Something in this darkness is draining me.
Okay. Well, then let's avoid going into the darkness for now.
Shit. Now what?
That was not the desired outcome.
What is that?
My hungry darkness.
Come on, elevator, time to go. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Don't like the light. I can use that.
Alright, I can't remove that, so obviously there are other... Oh, power course. Yeah, right here. Just gotta figure out where to go. Okay. All right. Where's the receptacle for? Okay, there was literally nothing I could do there. Okay.
Stay in the light.
those two are easy. But I don't know where the rest of the teleporters go. Without grabbing one, I just want to come around here real quick. Okay. I'll look at these entries later. Oh, sorry, it's up here. Okay, there's one side. Okay. He's wandering around up there. 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 Ooh, Shoom. And Shoom 2. I certainly have fond memories of playing Shoom or whatever. Okay. And I already know where to go for the next one. There.
Yeah, how do you like that?
How do you like me now? Okay. There.
Brian Hennerman, 21 years old, resident of Southern Texas.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I really don't understand why I'm here.
You know what you did, Mr. Hennerman.
I do?
Tell me about Delivery Disaster.
The movie? I mean, it wasn't very good.
That's not what your review said, but we'll come back to that. Tell me where you got the movie from.
Movie night with a, a K, not an N, not not night, like nighttime, but...
Who contacted you? Who told you to review that film?
No one. I just did it because it looked obscure. I didn't even like the movie. I shouldn't have given such a high score, but reviewing obscure films makes you look smart. And I thought if I looked smart, I would get listeners. My podcast would take off, and I could move out of my parents' basement, and maybe even go to college and get a film degree like I've always wanted to. I swear. I swear, I swear, I swear.
Okay, the kid doesn't know shit. I'm ending the session.
Okay. That's kind of how playing video games for the internet goes, too. None of us do it because we like video games. We're just in it for likes.
Are you hinting strongly?
I
love you.
Okay. Door appearance. An excursion into the Ocean View Motel and Casino discovered a previously unseen door in the lobby hallway. This door featured a spiral-shaped marking, designation Door Redacted. Similar to the other doors, it is locked and cannot be forced open. Alice Wake, a person of interest in the Bright Falls AWE, refer to AWE 35 for details, and the former wife of missing author Alan Wake, a suspected para-utilitarian and redacted, contacted agents Shaw and Dempsey of the investigation sector using the phone number given to her in 2010 in accordance with civilian outreach protocols. The call resulted in Mrs. Wake being brought into the oldest house for an in-person interview for a full transcript, referred to file redacted, on Redacted 2017. The excursion into the Ocean View Motel occurred later that same day. Conclusion: determining whether this was a basic synchronicity event, if Alice Wake is responsible for its appearance, or if the door itself relates to AWE 35 is paramount. She should be returned to the oldest house, possibly even taken to the motel itself to confirm if any other changes occur. Dr. Emil Hartman is an academic psychotherapist that owned and operated a recovery center in Redacted, Washington, focused on the treatment of artists struggling with creative blocks and other mental disorders. That's kind of a narrow field. Publicly, Dr. Hartman's treatment center seemed unremarkable in its methods and purpose. Privately, however, Dr. Hartman was abusing his patients in order to utilize any latent redacted abilities they may possess with the aim of shaping Redacted to his own benefit, which has earned him a Class II paracriminal designation. Note, for more on the link between artists and their ability to redacted reality through artistic mediums, see File Redacted. Investigation has proven that Dr. Hartman's illegal endeavors were conducted alone. After being approached by the Bureau during the redacted investigation, he displayed no remorse or intention to cease his actions. Dr. Hartman was taken into custody, evaluated, and released redacted months later, having been deemed a negligible threat. His medical license has been permanently revoked. Night Springs Screenplay, page 1. Note, this screenplay was found after the Bureau acquired the Night Springs television series and all its past episode transcripts. It appears to be written by Alan Wake as part of an application to become one of the show's writers. Episode Over the Threshold Darkly by Alan Wake. Host voiceover. It is only human nature to wish to control the forces around us, and even more so to possess them. But what happens when those forces are not ours to claim, or even of this world? What if they are the things you can discover in Night Springs? Interior, secret lab, night. We are in a secret lab. The large sign on the wall reads, the Federal Bureau of Night Springs. Scientist: I've told you several times, Director, it isn't ready. Director: it's ready when I say it's ready, Doctor. Scientist: but the being beyond the portal, we have no control over it. Let's see here. Vending machine procedures. Containment procedure none known. Testing in the investigation sector is currently ongoing. A vending machine. Its front covered in a faux wood panel. Coin-operated buttons for selecting food products. The item generates and stores a variety of material, both edible and otherwise, in its rows of internal trays. Initial testing suggests the item reacts to the mind of the individual in closest proximity and will produce whatever they subconsciously desire. Attempts to cause the item to create a living redacted have consistently failed. Background. The item was discovered in a nursing home in Redacted, Alberta, after a resident named Muriel Redacted called a local news station about a magic vending machine. The news story reported that the nursing home staff was purposefully stocking the machine with distinctive foods and objects as a way to raise residents' spirits. The Bureau response team encouraged this story while confiscating the item. That's basically the coffee machine from the SCP files.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun. I don't see the... I guess we saw it. Okay, now let's try.
What are you doing in investigations?
Jesus, don't scare me like that, Langston.
If you're talking right now, I can't hear you. It's a one-way system. Try to find an intercom.
Langston, it's me, Jesse.
I know. I can see you on the monitors. The cameras in there haven't worked since we sealed that sector off a couple years back.
Let me guess. You sealed it because of the monster guy.
Wait, did you see Dr. Hartman? Jesus, I really wish you hadn't opened that fire break. Okay, listen, you need to find Hartman and kill him before he gets out into the Bureau.
That thing is a person?
He was a person. We brought him here to study after he was, altered in an AWE. I forget the medical word for what happened, but now light physically hurts him. Do you have a flashlight?
No.
A lantern? Headlamp? Oh, yeah, flare gun. Oh, Christmas lights. You could wrap them around your...
I don't have any of those, Langston.
Shit. Okay, well, I'm sure you'll think of something. I'll keep an eye on you from the Panopticon. This is kind of exciting, right?
Maybe from where you're standing.
Right, okay. Well, break a leg. Oh, why did I say that?
Okay, this Hartman thing can't have gotten very far. Let's go flush him out.
Okay.
Langston was right. This is kind of exciting.
It's nice to have someone to talk to, you know? Ever since I got put in charge of the Panopticon, people treat me different, like I'm crazy for wanting to work with altered items. People just don't understand the altered items like I do, you know? I don't want to brag, but it does take a very empathetic mind to connect with the items.
Doesn't
Still,
want
I
to
don't know why
brag.
people are making it so personal.
Right.
I mean, the teams in research handle paranatural
This is going on.
every day, and no one thinks they're weird. Well, maybe that's not true. Darling is famous for being a bit out there, but when he's weird, it's charming. Altered items really aren't that frightening once you get to know them. If you figure out what they like or don't like, you know, what sets them off, then there's nothing to worry about. I guess at the end of the day, we're still just wild animals scared of our own shadows. We're supposed to be on the same team, but sometimes it feels like it's every department for themselves, like it's a race and we're all trying to be number one. If it is a race, though, I'd say Darling is a mile ahead of everyone else. He was Trench's golden boy for years, but that relationship has gotten pretty tense, or so I've heard through the grapevine. Not that I spread rumors, just, you know, people talk. Not me, though. I keep my nose to the grind. Too much work to do to focus on those kinds of things. I need to stay focused so I can get my work done and get home to feed Alfred.
He's just gonna talk forever.
It's still going on.
Yes.
7 o'clock if I'm not back yet. She's
Telling you,
very
he's my
nice.
favorite.
Maria. She's older. She came to New York in the 50s to attend school.
I kind of wanted to sit here and listen to the whole
Yeah,
thing.
kids. I met them at Thanksgiving. Big family. Very nice people. Anyway, she has a key to my apartment. She gives Alfred his dinner if I'm not home. I'm gonna have to buy her a nice food arrangement as a thank you after this. I'm missing a lot of Alfred's meal times. She's probably gonna have to go to the store for more wet food. I'll have to remember to pay her back. Hold on, let me make a note. Pay back Maria for Alfred's food. Okay. Oh, one more thing. And buy her a fruit arrangement. All right, done. Are you a cat person? I don't think I ever asked. You seem like one, though. You'd like Alfred. He's very
Jesus.
clever, really carries himself well, you know? I named him after my favorite poet, Felt like a good fit. I got Alfred just before Sylvia died when I was at the... You know, I don't really remember where I got Alfred from. But, boy, those two did not get along. Oh, no. Sylvia thought she owned the place. Didn't like me getting in her way, scratched me more than once when I was just trying to move her food bowl. That cat was a real asshole.
Wow.
I'm realizing now that
That's
language
kind
is
of
not
harsh.
entirely, professional. You see, Sylvia didn't tolerate most people, or animals, or anything.
Can
That's
relate.
what I meant when I said asshole. I would never use that word about a person. It was just, hey, there's a light flashing on the console here. I got to, check this out. I'll get back to you later.
Real smooth, Langston.
Oh, Jesus, Langston. Langston, man. Oh. He is a sad, sad individual.
I know, he's my favorite.
He's the one who, like, when you found out that we could, like, deal with the altered items, he was just like, well, my job just got a whole lot easier. Okay. Getting close to the end of the stream. I know we haven't done much other than read lore, but,
That's kind of the charm of this game, yeah.
check that housekeeping out. May I depart the elevator? Oh. Was the exit was behind me. The ice capades. Da 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 da.
Told you had another outfit.
Yeah. Da da da. Real Tanya Harding or Nancy Kerrigan. I can't remember which one is which. Man, you kids today, so spoiled. Back in my day, when an athlete took a knee, they took a fucking
Yeah, that feud, that's topical.
If you don't get that joke, then I advise you to, like, Google Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
It's a hell of a story.
Do I
I think
want?
they made it into a movie not long ago.
Do I want another bonus to my levitation time? The ability to seize extra people, additional seize duration time, or ground slam. Many of them I can't afford, but I think I just want the levitation duration. Okay, so we've got. This actually sounds interesting, and I haven't really been using Shatter. Okay, what's this? Shooter dodge efficiency. Evade cost after weapon kills. Yeah. Ooh, charge blast boost. What are these other ones that it can? Ammo efficiency, consecutive boost kills, accuracy boost. Okay. Some interesting new, okay. Let me see how this works here. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think that's where we're going to end it tonight, folks. I would love to play this forever, but I have work in the morning. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm sorry that this session was basically just lore, but this game is great. I love it, and I'm definitely going to continue playing it. Tomorrow night is actually Two-Player Tuesday.
It is, but I'm still in the middle of doing a ton of knitting.
Do you want me to do something else? I mean, we've been playing a lot of two-player Lego Star Wars anyway. So.
Yeah, and I need to...
Okay, so...
This project is important, and I need to get it done.
Okay, so probably Fallout then tomorrow night. And we got to get back to KOTOR. We got Oblivion. We've got Skyrim. So, yeah, and Christmas is coming up. I have no idea what I'm going to play for Christmas. I might just do Skyrim because it's kind of tangentially related. I mean, there's snow. I don't know. So, you know, just keep tuning in. And if you're not set to receive notifications on my Twitch channel, you probably should, because I've been really inconsistent lately about when I stream. So if you're trying to follow me, your best bet is to get the notifications. Otherwise, you'll probably miss whatever I call this bullshit.
Or you could just check them out later on.
Yeah. It all gets copied over to my YouTube channel, so check that out too.
It's got tons of crap nobody watches.
Yeah, I've been getting a decent amount of views. Some of my videos have quite a few views now, so
awesome.
That's cool.
You're building your internet clout.
I mean,
Congratulations.
not a ton of views, like double digits is like, not famous person views, but like more than 2.
Congratulations, you're not a total schlub.
I mean, I am, but I'm also a total schlub who's getting like, 20 or 30 views.
All right. That's awesome.
So anyway, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. And until then, let's go ahead and exit. Bye, guys.